Hello survivors, welcome to another Soulstone survival video. We had a request for a shadow or shadow paladin, so here we are. Paladin is usually a holy character in games, you know, the healer, the holy character, the cleanser, the cleric sort of kind of thing. So we're going to be doing an Oxymoron build where we play with dark skills or shadow skills. The skills that we are going to be using are there. We'll go through them as we get them and why I've chosen them. But we got reroll mastery, shadow inclination, as well as multicast, critical mastery, divine legacy, and not adrenaline. That was actually a misclick. We are supposed to be playing with focus fire. So let's get straight into it. It is max curse, max difficulty. This one, when you're playing with Paladin, you might want to get rid of the ghost, and the reason for that is because Paladin requires you to run into the divine circles over here. The holy divine inspiration is what it's called, sorry. And that's going to be for your ascension, which is very powerful. It's a lot of words in the ascension. I mean, if we hover over it, just look at everything that you get. You practically get every stat in the game, and it becomes very, very powerful. So I don't know how long you guys have been playing or watching me for, but if you've been playing for a very long time or watching my channel with Soulstone Survivors for a really long time, you'll know just how strong the Paladin has been in the community. It was the original overlord pusher character, and now, you know, barbarian's just more simplistic with the upgrading of weapons and artifact power and so on and so forth. So there's Shadow Spark, fantastic. So Shadow Spark, what I've done is we go Divine Legacy, and every single one of our Doom skills has the physical typing. That's just going to make it so it's a lot easier for us to get every single skill, you know, to match when we get a legendary, like there, the multicast legendary. So when we get legendaries from Divine Legacy, they're all going to be of physical typing, and therefore we can get every single skill to be buffed quite well, and it just works really, really well from there. Also, a long time ago, the Paladin's passive or ascension got updated to the point where it is actually a whole lot stronger now. Not stronger, sorry, it's a lot easier to apply. So you can see we have to run into the circle. A lot of people didn't like that. So now that once you, or if you miss the circle, you do have the opportunity to still get like a little ball that's sitting on the floor. But obviously you don't get as much inspiration that you would have if you just ran into the circle. So being a little bit risky can be very good. But getting things like this, reduce the amount of divine inspiration consumed while vengeful is active, is very, very strong. And then there's also the one that allows you to gain more inspiration from the circles. That one's also pretty good. And then obviously the amount of circles that appear and how often they appear is also a option. So try and get them. There we go, we got it active. The bosses are about to spawn, and this is going to make us that much stronger. So there we go. Try and not miss any while it's active, but you know, it is quite difficult sometimes, especially when the bosses are around you. Now we do take arcane power. It isn't physical, but it's all we can really take as a buff, and now we can look at getting some stuff. So we're going to grab the potency there. Movement speed is very important right now, so we are going to take it. There's the increase the amount of inspiration we get, the divination, so divine inspiration, the frequency, very important. Grab ourselves some block power because we don't need anything else. We can actually probably land up removing crit chance, crit damage, and all those things because we've got the aptitude, we've got the disoriented, we've got form, and all that juicy stuff. So we can actually get rid of those stats, just so that we can pick up more important things going forward. So we're going to get rid of these. I don't think we need them. That as well. Cast frequency is always a good one to keep. There's area. And here we go. We got the multicast for all of our skills, which we'll grab this time. And then what this does is it deals damage based on the number of Doom stacks. So our Doom doesn't have to do damage. We just need to increase how many Doom stacks we apply. And that's what we're going to use Fateful Strikes for. So we're going to put more into Fateful Strikes. We get a beautiful Swift over there. And then the damage, the actual damage when it comes to single passives, not the legendary ones, which will affect everything. We're going to focus damage on Shadow Sparks because that is our main damaging skill. And then, like I mentioned, if you are doing this, maybe if it's your first time playing with the Paladin, just remove the void, the void presence, just so you can get used to playing with the Ascension, learning how to move into it safely and so on and so forth. Or you could just be like me, like a mad lad, and just run into it and get hit by everything around you. You know, that works too. But yeah, if you can keep it up the whole time, that's going to be really good for your damage and consistency as well. We don't need duration there, so we remove that. Get more of that, more damage, and some more cast frequency. So this one, actually, Shadow Spark is very, very strong. So we're going to just go full glass cannon, build this round, see how far it gets us and how fast it gets us there. But the fact that we got quite a strong Ascension, I think we're going to be in a really good spot for that type of gameplay. So you can already see the damage that we're doing to be quite beautiful. Okay, we did have to move, we did have to miss a Divine Inspiration there. But as you can see, you can leave it, take a couple of seconds, and then just run back into it as it's about to complete itself. And that's, you know, it's just something that you learn to do to kind of get it as quickly or as much as possible without losing any HP or life or, you know, whatever the case may be over there. But there we go, we got it. I actually missed that one because I'm so busy doing other things in my brain. But yeah, cast frequency there, area of effect for everything is going to be really good, especially for things like Obliterate. Area of effect doesn't really work on the arrows. I don't think it really does anything, so don't worry too much about that. We can grab Vicious Strikes, very good for the beginning. Cast frequency on this 18 seconds. I'd rather get the damaging for now. Damage increase for everything. I do need movement speed, so I need to keep my eyes out for those and try and get them when they are more prominent. But as you can see, our inspiration is over, so we do need to go and collect that because that's going to be key to actually winning. We want to try and keep our inspiration up all the time, otherwise we don't do half as much damage as we should be doing. It's actually only like 50% more damage, but you know, it's more damage, so it's a big number. And then also when the bosses spawn, you know, you don't want to not have your inspiration. But no bosses are spawning yet, so if we use it now and we don't keep it active, that is actually more of a hindrance than it is a good thing. So we want to make sure that we don't do that. I'm going to grab both of these. And we've got our Ascension not active just yet. Just that little piece there. There we go. And you can see it affected our movement speed. It affects our multicast. It affects our damage. Just everything. And it works wonders. One-shotting everything around us is always a beautiful thing. Now usually we could have done like a double of each of them. Like things over here, we don't need the area of effect there, so we're not going to worry about it. I actually want damage, so I'm going to roll for it. There is the damage. You can see it affects everything but our arcane power. And I'm going to get rid of that area of effect because we aren't looking to get that specific area of effect. I also want movement speed, so we're going to grab that as well. That movement speed is going to come in very handy. Remember, our Ascension also gives us movement speed, so the higher our movement speed is, the more our Ascension is going to affect that as well. And there we go, all the bosses are down. Unfortunately, we did lose a bit of inspiration trying to, you know, survive, but that's part of it. You need to do that. We're going to go for the movement speed still, get the frequency of that, some more HP, and increase the cast frequency of Shadow Stab because that's going to be some form as well as Doom. And then because we're running Focus Fire, every time we pick up a possible area of effect upgrade, we're not getting as much area of effect as we could get if we didn't have Focus Fire. But that's just, you know, some niggly little bits of information. Alright, so we just move away from the inspiration, and then when the circle's more full, we move back into it. It just helps us from being hit by anything around us. We don't have it active yet. It should be active right now. Fantastic. The only thing that I don't like about Shadow Spark is that the damage is randomized. Now what I mean by that is it hits a random enemy. So you could be standing right in front of the boss and the Shadow Spark will actually shoot behind you instead of at the boss. So it is random, it hits random enemies, it doesn't have any sort of targeting system to it, whereas you get a lot of things that will focus specifically on bosses or wherever you're aiming or whatever the case may be. But this one, it doesn't, it hits a random enemy. It even says launches towards a random enemy. So yeah, it's a bit of a problem sometimes, but nothing we can't handle. Once you get enough multicast, it hits everything anyway. Okay, we got some inspiration there. And there we go, that should make quite a big difference with regards to what we are killing now. Okay, area of effect's good, cast frequencies are always good because that's going to allow us to hit enemies more often. And what you might want to do is, because we are looking at going into specific areas for skills, getting rid of all of the pylons can be very good. But there you go, 7 minutes 40. That actually took really, really long. Previously, it's taken me maybe 6 minutes to do it. So that was a really bad start, but we'll keep going, obviously, and get a little bit better. I think last time I tried it just to make sure things do work, we actually got a lot more of the third option, which we don't even have any options for. So there's the rare, common, rare, and uncommon option. The uncommon option gives you increased inspiration from sitting inside those the shrines or this part. So we actually had a lot of that from our previous run, and that does make a big difference. But at least everything's right in a circle for us. So it should be easier to collect all of them. Whoops, that was very bad. Okay, cast frequency, damage. We'll go for the movement speed, more life, more movement speed. We'll try and hit 100 movement speed just to be in a safe space, so we don't randomly just get destroyed. Can't collect any inspiration right now because we're just trying to survive. Funny enough, we are healing. I think the Paladin does have innate purity, so we should be able to take advantage of that. There we go, increase the amount of inspiration you gain. Area of effect for everything can be good, so we are going to lock that. We're looking for damage though as well. This was damage for magical. Yeah, so we're going to actually banish that. Lock it one more time. Okay, I'll grab the actually, yeah, that's fine. This is... Yeah, it's fine to do that. Okay, there's 100% movement speed, so we don't need to grab the movement speed any longer. We should be fine with the amount that we have. We got our ascension up now. We do have to just lower this to at least 4. Maybe not. Cast frequency there. Health. Let's see cast frequency over there as well. We'll start using some rerolls now to get some decent rolls. and we just lost our life, unfortunately. I don't even know what hit me there. Maybe it was a floor effect or something and I just wasn't paying attention. Just take the unbreakable so we take less damage. Stuff is hitting us. This is where like blocking and things like that becomes very important in the game. Would be nice to see like a shadow skill that has or gives you block or bulwark. I mean, block is bulwark. That gives you block or armor as well. But it is what it is. Is this down to its original? No, not yet, but it's getting there. Shadow to thrust is pretty good. Increased inspiration, more cast frequency. I mean, we got to remember that this is max curse, max danger as well, and we're playing with a build that's pretty, what's the word? Glass cannon. Not using the glass cannon rune, but the build itself is pretty glass cannon. Also over there, just by picking up all of the yellow inspiration orbs on the floor, we were able to maintain our ascension before it ran out, and now we're back up to full. So that's pretty cool as well. Let's go for damage there. Cast frequency. I mean, maybe I should have taken the armor there, but it is what it is. Bosses are back up. Inspiration's looking good. And remember, as long as we are hitting bosses, we are dealing a lot of damage to them. And we'll get full life as soon as we finish the round. Multicast, very good. I didn't want the movement speed. We do need HP though. We move to the slight side of the actual area of where you get the divine inspiration. So like here, we only go into it once it's about to pop, and that makes it so that we're guaranteed not to get hit while we're going into it. So like there, you just go into it and then you are safe, because as you can see, there's a lot of area on the floor that isn't safe for us to run into. But as long as you're able to move around into the inspiration before it disappears like that, you are in a very good spot, as you can see. And then you aren't at a risk of being hit either by anything. So we should have enough inspiration to just defeat the bosses over here and not worry about it. There we go. Fantastic. Let's keep going. See what else we can get. I'm going to get some life over there. Over here, we're looking multicast on this is going to be very, very good anyway, so we might just grab it. So we'll lock that and reroll one more time. Let's get the area of effect. It is helping us. Do we need more cast frequency? Yes, we do. It's still not at 100% uptime, but it's nearly there. Nearly there. Just a couple more minutes or a couple more cast frequencies and it will be up. Yeah, we don't want to take the damage from random enemies though. Like if we get hit by a boss, I understand it, but we should not be being hit by anything other than a boss, which is exactly what's happening to us, and it hurts. And this is why people don't like the Paladin, sadly. But it takes a little bit of technique once you get it going. It actually does help your movement and make you a little bit of a better dodger in the game, you know. Having to run around all of these negative effects, make sure you pick up a circle. It does show you that there is a predetermined path for the enemies and things like that with regards to where they're going to be shooting and so on and so forth. Increase the amount of inspiration you gain, life, cast frequency. We don't need this. I'm not going to worry about it. More doom. Yes, please. More inspiration. Cast frequency. That should be it. Yes, it is. We can get rid of the movement speed now. A magnetic is actually pretty good. I think it's a bit late for it, but, you know, better late than never. And just keep our ascension up and running now. And we should be receiving quite a lot of inspiration from these circles as well, which is going to be really, really fantastic. As you can see, it's nearly a full bar just by having that amount. So definitely going to be what we need to keep ourselves afloat in terms of our ascension. Even picking up those very small orbs makes a massive difference now. Okay, we do need to pick up this one over here though, because otherwise we would have lost it completely. Okay, let's see what we can get. Some more life. Oh, we don't need the cast frequencies there anymore. Potency would have been good. We do get a rune, which is very good. It's like kind of having that already. There is no damage. Where is my damage game? There we go. Thank you. We could go burn, but no, we're not interested in that. Ain't nobody got time for burn. And our ascension is nearly full again, just from 2 pieces over there of inspiration. Okay, we have started blocking some damage, which is really good. However, what isn't good is the fact that we needed to stand still there to ensure that we kept our ascension up and running. Okay, we need to just defeat everything without losing our HP. And there we have it. A little bit of a late starter, but once you get started, it looks like you're in a very good space. Not even at 0.2 seconds yet, which isn't good. That's not good. This gives us finesse, so we can go with that. Some more armor. Shadow 2 Arcane, I'm not interested in. Potency. Ooh, excuse me. Potency is perfectly fine though. So let's move on. This should be our second to last run. Okay, we got our ascension active. Something is going crazy with flashing on our screen. Oh, do you know what it is? It's the shadow stab. Alright, so we do need to actually lower our visibility here. Unfortunately, we can't keep it up because a shadow stab has an effect with when it ambushes someone. So when you hit something from behind, it deals extra, like a different weird damage. And it causes this big nova around you, and with the increased area of effect, that's not very helpful in terms of visibility and things like that, so we kind of have to remove that. I'm gonna grab more block and armor and life now, because that's just what we need. There's another rune, which is fantastic. This gives us finesse, so we'll take another swing. This is what we're talking about, so there you go. You can see ambush also emits a shadowy area around you, causing damage. That shadowy area is very bad for visuals, so we're just gonna stay away from it for now in terms of visibility, just because otherwise I can't see what's happening on my screen, and you could see how badly hurt we got from having that as an option. Okay, damage increase, potency increase. I like these changes. But you can definitely see we do have big upgrades. As soon as you start upgrading certain things, or they get past a specific threshold, it does become a lot easier to survive and also do a lot more damage. So that's currently what we're seeing happening over here. Except for when you stand still for a little bit too long trying to get your ascension and you'll end up taking too much damage. Okay, more health, more armor. Do we need the area of effect, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, we do. Maybe I should have re-rolled there and gone for a bit more, but it is what it is. Let's see. Block chance is fine, and then cast frequency. That is also good. Okay, we did lose another laugh. That is a bit unfortunate. I think the hardest part's going to be the next round, because we have no lives. Our damage only comes once we have our ascension up. How far are we going to be able to push this? Also, did me deciding to go Divine Legacy with just pure physical / a little bit of magical kind of mess us over with in terms of skill options? Was there a bit of skill that I missed in the game? Or was I right to do just physical the way I did it? These are the questions. Let's see, go for more inspiration. Cast frequency as well increased 0.6 seconds now, with quite a lot of multicast mastery, although we don't have, I mean, it's only like 140% extra on top of the hundreds of percentage that we've already got on it. I mean, it's got 276 multicast already without the additional multicast from arcane power. So maybe going something like Holy would have been better. I mean, Might for the damage may have been better for us, but it is what it is. Something is poisoning the floor for absolutely no reason. Oh, it's the stupid Void Hunter. Maybe that's what's been damaging me a lot more than it should have been. But yeah, those poisons, very, very hectic. Need to try and jump into this. There we go, we managed to block the attack. It's a very interesting noise. Okay, let's see. We don't need the cast frequency anymore. No, we don't. Can go there. More laugh, more doom, magnetic, I guess. More laugh. I don't think we need the area of effect. Multicast is always great. Increase how long that lasts for. Another dash. These were some of the things that we need, and we have no laugh. But hey, we've lasted 20 minutes. So that's something, right? Oh, we ran out of our ascension. I actually haven't been like seeing it to do it properly either. So like here, we've got it over here. We just got to make sure we stay out of the way. We did get it back before the next boss fight, so that's pretty good. We have healed a little bit as well. And we got hit by something. Alright, so there you go. Maybe Paladin needs to stay to healing to be relevant, or to the Mortal Man build. Shadow Spike dealt a decent amount of damage. Let me know what you guys think about it, what you would change or what you would have done yourself. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.